morning. How are you? This is T1naBa1ley. How are you doing on this mighty fine day? I read um, Paul Tremblay, Tremblay, Tremblay's Tremblay's book titled Horror Movie. Had a lot of feelings, Lord have mercy. Most of them were sad. I felt so sad reading this book. Um, at the end of the book, several minutes after the end of the book, I had that hurtful feeling in my throat. I also was probably hungry while I was reading this book. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, how do I feel about reading this book? Okay, so see what happened was when I finished reading the book. Okay, so a little background if you hadn't seen any of my previous live streams of me speaking about this book. I didn't go in knowing about this book. I didn't see any book reviews before this book. All right, boom. Heard about the book. I probably heard about it a few years ago, like seen it while I was looking up other books, other horror movie books. Yeah, but I didn't read it at the time. But so this year, I saw somebody saying they was gonna read it. So I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna read it too," because she is a person where, like, if she reading something, then I say, "Okay, well, let me see if I can get it, and I'll read it too." So she started reading it. She was saying she liked it. Then I started reading it. Then she said she DNF'd it, which means she didn't finish it and she's not gonna finish it. She done did like two other posts talking about how she's not finishing the book. And she went and saw book reviews on it to give her the tea on how the book ended. Now, okay, so I finished the book. I went on ahead because I was like, do I finish it? Do I not? Because she didn't finish it. I went on ahead. I finished it today. And then after I finished it, and I looked at some book reviews on it, and the two book reviews that I saw on it, um, they didn't give me they didn't give me a spoilers. They didn't give me a spoilers alert. I mean, they didn't give me a spoiler review. Um, which I didn't look for a spoiler review because I just read the book, so I knew how it ended. But I she looked. I guess she looked up a spoiler review so she could see how it ended to see if she wanted to finish the book, whatever. I don't know. Okay, so but the two book reviews I checked out, they were rocking with the book. They were rocking with the book. They were rocking with the artist, the author. They were enjoying the author. They be pre-ordering his books and all that, and they liked the book. And I was like, okay, so, is that right? Okay, all right. I'm hearing what you saying, and I concur with the feelings that you're talking about this book, how you're talking about this book, especially one particular book review I saw that I liked. He was describing the book as like, what do you call that? Depressing, and I felt that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I felt sad. I felt like crying. Like I said, I had that soreness in my throat, like when you want to cry, um, and it's just sore in your throat with no tears. But sometime during this book, on several occasions actually, I did shed some tears. I don't think this book was meant to be sad. I don't know, but that's just how I experienced the book. I mean, it's depressing. I guess it. It depends on how you feel about what's going on and such and so forth. Me, I did shed some tears while reading this book. Did it have anything to do with the book? Perhaps, perhaps not. Um, and I actually did liken myself to the main character of the book, and I was like, oh my goodness. And before I did that, I didn't think I would do that. I thought I would just read the book. But as I kept reading, I I started like noticing how it's like it, it's like I could see how it could turn out in such a way, in such a manner. Um, and it all spans on who said, or that in that silence, in the spaces of silence when nobody says anything, and then that those spaces of silence allows for assumption one way or another. That's how I felt about it at towards the end of the book. Like, wow, the spaces of silence. Okay, so when the narrator is saying how he kept saying how he would have said and how he should have said, but nobody else said, and they didn't say and they didn't ask. I was like, wow, there were so many. Those are so many spaces of silence where things could have possibly gone another way, but because those spaces of silence exist, it went the way it went, and everyone participated in the creation of this. And such is life. You know, we can say or not say, ask and not ask certain things in our everyday life that creates our existence one way or another. And in those pockets of silence and assumptions, um, that leans any way towards it. So that's how I felt about it toward the end of the book, or yeah, at the end of the book, hearing the narrator say those things about what he said, didn't say. Yeah. So while before I got to the end of the book, and while I was like kind of in the beginning of the book, I felt like, uh, get out of there, go home, yeah, don't talk to these folks no more. Somehow, though, all of them were seemed to be in agreement with the creation of what they wanted to create. And such is life with life experiences. When people get together some way, somehow, they say and don't say things, they ask and don't ask things, and it creates the moments that sprout up in life that builds into a life experience. So that's how I started liking the book to life experience, the way the narrator was talking. So yeah, I could see that, and then I also saw the book as like yeah, like I said. So they all came together and chose to create this character and this movie, and yeah, they wanted to build it from scratch and build like a lore behind it and uh, lore legacy type shit. Like, so that's what they chose to do. Now, it for me is like I like people being monsters are like my least favorite genre. Um, yeah, people being monsters. Um, this the way they chose to create this character, it like from human form to uh, monster. I guess I could say that without it being a spoiler, but monster form, because they're creating a movie um, with the I guess the word would be antagonist. I guess monster creature, whatever. So it that line begins to blur. Even though I do still see him as a human, he might not see himself as a human. Um, so in other words, I have to like I guess see him as a monster that he is. I don't know, or that he can created himself to be, or agreed for himself to be. Um, all the while up to that point before he chose it for himself, I'm shaking my head. No, 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 no. But then it felt like a loophole. Like, oh, he was created this way, so he gets to get off scot free with what he do. Boop bop boopity boo. Uh, uh. Like, everybody want to jump that loophole loop. Like, oh, it wasn't me, it was the monster. Oh, okay, okay. All right. So, um, also when I was reading the book, and after I finished reading the book, I was kind of like, this kind of like, no shade, no tea, no shade, no tea. This is my only reference. My only reference is um, those masks from the movie, not movie, the masks from the show Goosebumps. There's like one or two, three, maybe four episodes of Goosebumps where there's like some specific masks that are worn, and when they're worn a certain amount of time, the person wearing the mask start turning into the mask person or creature or monster feature type shit. So that's my reference point to I don't know what I don't know. That was the only likeness I had to liken my experience with this book. Like that was the only that was the only thing I knew previously to reading this book that had something to do with something wearing a mask and um being a creature of the mask if they don't take it off. I don't know. Yeah, so that was a thought that I had, and trying to like, I don't know, connect it to whatever reference piece I had while reading this. I was very saddened. I didn't know he was gonna do that at the end. I was a bit sad. I thought he was gonna work well with others, and I was sad. I didn't know. I didn't. Ugh. So yeah. Oh, do I get a medal? Do I get a gold plaque for reading this book? Lord have mercy. I mean, oh, I guess it fit in the genre. So I was trying to fit this in a category. I was like, what? Like, do I fit? What? Where do I put this book? Like in the category of my reading experience. Because I read several books that I am recommended or hear about it. I'll read it. I will read a book. Okay. Oh, read this book. Blah blah blah. Beat 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 beat. Okay, I will read it. If I can get it, I will read it. And I guess that's what I did with this one. And oh, like I said, I do not. Oh, and I try not to talk about it because it's sickening that that like okay. So for example, like genre, I don't care for the screen genre, the screen movies because they are humans. Ugh. Supposedly, I guess you could say. They are humans. I don't like human on human stuff. I don't. Ugh. Ugh. It's like now I can't differentiate who the monster and who the person. Like, cause when they take off their mask, they a person supposedly, and I like for it to be cut clean. This a monster, that's a human. Don't be talking about, oh, in the daytime you a human, in the night. No, don't be confusing me like that. But I guess, technically, I guess supposedly, humans get to choose what they want to do. Ugh. Ugh. Now I'm looking at humans with the side eye, like, cause they ain't choose to wear their mask. Like, okay, like, ugh. It's just, it's gross. It's gross. Like, ugh. But, yeah. So it was cool to see that the people that rocks with the author, they like the author, they pre-read the author's, or I mean, they pre-order the author's books whenever he come out with a book. And some of the titles that they said that other books that the author has written, I'm like, okay, perhaps I shall. Shall I read some more of this author? He kind of. I don't know exactly, but the only reference I have to like an author like with um a collection of stories, and I guess it's in the horror genre. I don't even know. This is my first book reading of his, um, but I'm guessing the other books that he's written is in the horror genre. I will have to see. Um, the only other book that I've read of an author, like, okay, so I read like another author's book, and then after reading that book, I liked it, and then I read like a collection of stories of the other author. Is Jeff? Oh my goodness, I didn't look at his last name, but his first name is Jeff, and he wrote. Uh, the Haunted Forest Tour. And since I had so much fun reading that book, I went and read um, the monsters. Oh my God, what is it called? Through the Monster's Eyes or something like that. Through the Monster's Eyes or the Monster's Corner or something like that. I read that, and because I like the other book. Now, this book here, after hearing the other people say they liked his book, and then they said he has a collection of short stories. I was like, okay, I can read short stories. I can read a book with short stories. I've done that before. Perhaps I can see about reading another book of his. Yeah, the way this book is written with the screenplay in it, it was fine for me. Also, the way it was written, present, was not yeah, past, present, future tense, all in one, parallel to the other, and I didn't mind that either. I actually kind of preferred it because it kind of gave a bit of a glimpse of what was going on, kind of sort of. I was like, phew, okay, we're in the present now. Oh my goodness, in the past, because it starts off in the past and then it goes to the present. Well, actually, it kind of starts off in the present and then it goes back to the past. So no matter what, when we hear as a reader about the past, we can't do shit about it because it done already happened, even before the book started. So for the narrator or whoever was like, yeah, you, the reader of this story, boo, 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 you in it too, you looking at the shit too. I'm like, oh hell no, that don't, I'm not in your shenanigans. No, 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 no. This ain't no, 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 like, it's already done happened. You retelling the story, boo boo. Like, so the book kind of try to do this like trippy shit where it's like messing with time. Um, when it talk about the past. Um, but yeah. Anywho, duh, the book is already written, so duh, yeah, everything already done happened. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if is it. I guess Summerine. I guess it'll be my because that's why I chose it. Everybody was talking about Summerine and what books they were reading for Summerine. So that's why I chose this book to read as my Summerine book. Woohoo! Okay. Also, while I was reading this book and feeling all the feelings that I was feeling, I felt like this book was weaning me off of horror movies. I felt so like, oh my goodness, if I don't ever see another horror movie ever again, I'm gonna be okay. Like, that's how I felt reading this book. I was like, oh hell no, like, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good. You don't want me to watch this? Okay, just tell me. I ain't gotta watch another horror movie in my life. Thank you. Ugh. Y'all can have it. You don't want me to be a fan? Fine. I'm cool with it. I felt like this book was weaning me off of horror movies forever. Forever. Like, if you don't ever want to watch another horror movie, read this book because it's the nicotine patch of horror movies. If you want to wean yourself off, read this book because that's how I felt about it. Like, I guess because I already don't. It's our. that type of genre is already my least favorite already. And but during the book, like I said, during the book, it does like cross that line to where it's like no longer a human, kind of, sort of, but it's still human. But that's what I don't like. That's why I don't like that, because I don't like for it to be blurry and cloudy and murky like that. Like, hmm. But like I said, but like towards the end, it's kind of clarified that the transformation has taken place. Ew, gross. I'm just thinking about the end of the book. It's kind of gross. It is gross and not kind of gross. Oh, so yeah. Um, yeah. That's all I got to. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. If I have to say anything else to release a steam vial, if you will, I will come back and make another video. But yeah, that's what I was feeling throughout reading this book. Um, um, have you read it? Let me know what you thought of it. I don't know. I guess the other people that reads this book all the way through, I guess this is their judge. Like, I guess they don't mind that type of horror movie type of genre. Now, just a little background on my introductory to this type of genre. It was like, first it was like monsters, monsters, monsters. Oh, okay, cool. Monsters, monsters. I mean, whatever. You know, the monsters do what they do, but eventually, like, the humans, they conquer, or the they or whatever. Yay, we all safe from the monster. And then came a new genre called, oh, is it a monster? Oh, it's a human with a mask on. Oh, you don't know which human it is. Oh, it could be the human talking to you right in your face. Oh well. Anywho, the next book I'll be reading is The Golden Sun. I think that's what it's called. Um, I might start that today. Um, and then after I start The Golden Sun, I'll be reading. If I hadn't finished it before I start the next book is gonna be um, cross, cross, um, Bones at the Crossroad. Okay. So those are the two books I have lined up next. um, yeah, that's it. Let me know if you guys are gonna read this book or if you have read this book. And if you like the genre, it's a lot of people that like that genre. Um, like, speaking of like the Scream movies, it's plenty of people that likes that Scream movie, and um, the Saw movies and so forth, like that type stuff. So yeah, it's plenty of fans for that. Not to say this book is like that, only in a manner that it seemed the there were all people. They were all people to begin with, like people. Why are you doing this to another person? Like, stop it. So, yeah. Um, I said this in a previous live stream. I was like, he needed to get away from them and don't and he needed to get away from them and stay away from them. Like, and what was his parents? I don't know, but uh my goodness. And then they all stood up there and said they ain't know what he was. Uh. And it was all for the sake of what they were creating, it seemed like. Oh, like, I, I rather, I, uh, uh. Cause see, a lot of people like that real looking stuff. Make it look real. Make it look real. Ugh. Yuck. Like, ugh. Like, oh, ow. It's like, no. Fake, fake, fake. Just be. And then there was an issue of safety, an issue of hazards. Oh my goodness. I mean, like, if it gotta be that, if it gotta be that, like, oh, we wanted to look real. Oh, it don't sound real. I think I'd rather look fake. Like, ugh, like, yeah, ugh, yeah. I want to. I'm thinking of a particular part of the book, and I'm just like, oh, I mean, um, I think I'd rather it had a look fake and everybody been safe. Like that's why I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I and then the book had the nerve, like I said, to pull the reader in, and it's like, I don't want to watch no more horror movies. Then, if this is what y'all think the viewer want, I don't want this shit. Like, ew, like, be safe. Like, make something look corny. Don't be putting folks in danger just for the sake of, ew. Just for the sake of how you guys, uh, that's what they did. That's what they did. And, I just was like, oh my goodness, like. But then they want to talk about being responsible, and I'm like, what? Uh, what the fudge? Mm. Ay, ay, ay. And this dude method acting and getting into his character and to where it ain't no good. Just, I mean, just like to the point where it's like not even uh, an actor anymore. He's the character himself. That's what he wanted. That's well, I guess that's what he's saying. They all wanted because they all wanted to create it. Ay, ay, ay. Whew. So yeah, if you like that genre, you may feel different about the book than I did. Um, and I mean, if that's your favorite genre, if that's your favorite genre, then you may feel different about the book than I did. Like I said, this is my least favorite genre of horror movie when it comes to antagonists and such. So I felt probably different from somebody that likes that genre more than I do. If you even look at it that way, now probably people that have read the book, they probably are all right with the scream movies and all that type of stuff. So it's probably like they they experience it different, perhaps. I don't know, but the book review that I saw, they did say they had some scares and such and so forth, and we actually kind of were feeling a bit the same in our experience of this book actually. So I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know if we have the same like or similar viewpoints of that particular genre of movie making, or if they even see it how I'm seeing it. Um, they could understand what I'm talking about, though. It seems though, is as they do with through their book review, but I don't know like their views on that type of genre. But they may not categorize this book as that type of genre. Like the movie that's being created, they may not liken it to that like I have. They may liken it to something else. That would be something that we would have to perhaps chit chat about and see, bring it up. Like if they liken it to that type of movie, they may categorize it as some other fashion, and it could be a whole nother genre that I don't even know about altogether. So yeah, I just was likening it to things that um, it was likened to me and my experience of the visual shows and movies that I've seen. Um, and then it's like it in a manner, but it's not. It's just what I have chosen to kind of connect it to kind of, I guess, grasp the concept of it. I don't know, whatever. Um, I think that's all. I'm trying to give myself a bit of space to see if there's anything else I wanted to say about it. I read my summer ween movie. I mean, I read my summer ween book. This is my summer ween book right here. Um, yeah. Oh my goodness. That summer ween book done weaned me off of horror movies. And um, the book, it was reading like a documentary, and I like documentaries. It also was reading like a behind the scenes. Well, I guess that would be a documentary, right? So a documentary. It was also reading like a day in the life. Yeah, it was, well, kind of, sort of, but because we're like with the main character throughout the whole book. No, yeah, we're with the narrator throughout the whole book, for the most part. So, I mean, if you want to say it kind of was reading, if you want to say it was kind of reading like a special feature, like a special, like, it was kind of reading like special bonus features type, kind of sort of like that. Like, because we got more from, like, quote unquote, the horse's mouth, because we were with the person that was in the movies. So it was like we was having our own interview with the main character, kind of, sort of. You could see it like that. I see it like that, because I mean he's telling his story, so he's telling his story. And he knows he's telling a story, and he knows he's making a book, and he knows he's making a movie. Because he says it. He says it. He says it. So not only is he telling us what happened, he's also telling us he's writing a book. He's also so it's like I said, like it's like our own personal interview with the author. or the the main character, the narrator, somebody. Giving us a behind the scenes look at all the things, the making of, as it's done been made, as it's being made. It's like a what do you call that thing? A Universal Studios tour through how the movie is made. How the book and the movie is made, almost like a training day kind of, like we riding along and through the whole training, and then we on the side, boy, we on the sidelines with the movie being watched, and then he telling his side. Oh, when the movie's being made, oh my goodness. And then it kind of has a scene in here where it's kind of like I liken it to another movie called uh, Halloween Eve. I think that's the movie. I think that's the name of the movie. I think. And there's a scene in that movie. I don't even think I watched that scene. I think I turned it off. I don't try. Uh-uh. I don't. If it is in that movie, I turn it off because I heard a movie review about it, and I kind of looked at it through the movie review. Yeah, that's how I watched the scene. I watched it via a movie review. It kind of had that type of scene in it, and then I was kind of trying to think like, okay, well, if the other character couldn't get upstairs, then maybe it took the other character that many minutes to get from upstairs to get downstairs. That's how I saw it because they kept talking about how it was amazing time and stuff like that. I was like, well, if it was amazing time for the for that character, then perhaps it was a bit of amazing time for that other character. Um, Now, I want to say, speaking of Goosebumps, but I only mentioned Goosebumps because it got something to do with the mask. Um, I could say the mask, the movie, it does that type of stuff too. But speaking of Goosebumps, I do have Goosebumps on my list to read since, I don't know, since last year. I might have put Goosebumps on my list last year or either the year before. And I have not read a Goosebumps book yet. Um, I don't know. I haven't read one yet. And Goosebumps, when I was looking into like putting Goosebumps on my reading list, my TBR, I discovered that Goosebumps has several series that I never knew about. I never knew. Like, I mean, I guess a little bit from the shows, but like every show is like a book and then a series onto itself. Like those, especially, okay, so particularly the episodes with the multiple shows, the show, yeah, the episodes with the multiple, with the to be continues, the so there are some Goosebump episodes that have like sometimes two, like one, two, three, four, sometimes four episodes. I don't know, maybe five or six. I don't know, give or take, depending on the episode. Um, they'll have some to be continues or some like um, some connections between characters. Those episodes have their own book series. One of them being, I think it's called Monsterland. When one of the families go to what's it called, an amusement park, um, but it's no regular amusement park. It's a monster amusement park, and they have game shows on there. It's kind of like a Universal Studios kind of sort of, but it's kind of also like a small amusement park. But yeah, they have game shows and things, and the families are the participants, and they have to like win to get out of to get out of the amusement park, I guess. But then it'd be like a trickery to where they can't leave, so they gotta try and get up out of there. And yeah, I'm talking from like watching the show. So yeah, that show, that episode has a book series, and I think it's about six book series. I think it's about six books in the Muscleland thingy, and I don't know if like the episode, if it's all one episode or if it's like different episodes or if it's something altogether another, because sometimes books be different from the shows and such and so forth. And I don't know. I just will have to read it. And then I'm like, okay, which one do I start with? Do I start with the Muscleland one? Do I start with, now that I done talked about this book, do I start with the mask one, with the Halloween masks? Um, which I think the seller of those masks, but he's not the seller of those masks. I don't think he called them Halloween masks because he said they weren't for sale. He said they were like, I don't know, like souls or something like that, or spirits or something type of magical something or another, and they weren't for sale. Um, yeah, that episode that got like a few different To be continued. So yeah, that's I think that's the series. I don't know where to start. It's so many books, and then the author, love the author. He is continuously writing books, so he has new books out. I did see a interview with him, and he was talking about his new books that he had came out with. And I do have on a blog about it. um I don't know where to start. Like, do I start from the beginning, like book one, and then he got some books that like are not in print anymore. Like, this man is a rock star. Like, oh, ay, 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 like, where do I start? Like, where do I start? Like, um, what I could do is I could put like, I need to see which ones I can get, and then from the ones I can get, then I'll pick from the ones I can get. I'll do it like that. Cause there ain't no sense in me sitting up here picking one and then I can't get it. So let me see which ones I can get and go from there. And I will perhaps read a Goosebumps book this year. I tried to see if I could read a Sweet Valley High. FYI, this is just FYI, but because we talking about books. I did try to see about reading a Sweet Valley High book. Um, I don't think I could get it. I need to. I might try again to see if I can get it. If I can get it, I'ma read it. If I can't, then I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait. So I might, yeah, because Sweet Valley High was on my list of books to read as well. I got a lot of books on my list to read, honestly. Like, but okay, so back to the book that I made. I was making this live stream about. Um, Yesterday I could only read a few minutes of the book. Like, I had read, maybe I was like, I don't know. I had about an hour to go in the book, and I could only read a few minutes. Like, I could have finished the book yesterday, but I just felt like crying. Like, so yesterday I didn't finish the book. Of course, I finished it today. But like I said, when I went to read the book yesterday, I couldn't even read 10 minutes of the book. I had to set it down. And I've been, reading it. But then when it came to yesterday, I couldn't even read 10 minutes of it. I don't know. I don't even know if I read 5 minutes into the, not into the book, the spot that I was at. The spot that I was at. Um, this book has so many, not to say so many feelings, but this book has like so much feeling. Yeah, that's the way to say it. This book has so much feeling, so much feeling. I felt a lot of feeling. I don't know what. I feel sad. I feel sad. Like, I couldn't even read like 5 minutes of the book yesterday. So I read as much as I could. I read maybe 5 minutes of the book, but definitely not 10 minutes of the book yesterday. So I just thought I needed to note that, since I've been talking about my experience throughout the book as I've been reading the book. Um, so yeah, I don't, yeah. And I felt so sad yesterday that I didn't even do a live stream talking yesterday. Like, yesterday I just did a word puzzle live stream. That's how sad I was feeling yesterday. Um, so yeah, just FYI about my reading experience and reading the book yesterday. Thank you all for your support. Toodles.